we treat the sin of unforgiveness differently than other sins, like as Christians. And it's a sin, right? Choosing not to forgive, which is an act of love, and choosing to live in unforgiveness is choosing to live in sin. And yet we'll put conditions in place that we made up, right? They didn't come from God. We just made them up. Before we'll step out of unforgiveness into forgiveness. Like something bogus, like, well, it takes time to forgive. we don't say that about other sins. We don't say, well, it takes time to stop having an affair. No, it doesn't. It's a choice. It's a choice. Unforgiveness is choosing to live in sin. And so if we say, well, they didn't say they're sorry, or they didn't ask for forgiveness, or all this other stuff that we don't have to, or we don't need to, and there's some lies about forgiveness that forgiveness means you got to act like it didn't happen. Forgiveness means that you have to trust him again. Forgiveness means reconciliation, right? There are some lies and deceptions around forgiveness that definitely prevent people from stepping into it. And it's unfortunate. And those things need to be crushed, right? We need to take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ to tear down strongholds and arguments, right, that go counter to truth. But no, if you're choosing not to forgive, right, and there's a whole parable about an unforgiving servant, which the master of the house, which represents God, calls evil and wicked, right? And so the whole time where if you're having trouble forgiving someone because they did something evil and wicked, understanding that you are becoming and living out the exact thing you hate in that other person, right? That couldn't have come from God. That wasn't empowered by the kingdom of light. That was empowered by lies in the kingdom of darkness, right? So get out of that. Don't live in that. Forgive that person. Study forgiveness. See what it actually means if you're having trouble stepping into it. Put your questions and comments below. I'd love to answer any questions that I possibly can, or I'll go seek them out. But just know that the sin of unforgiveness is no different than any other sin. We do not need to put conditions in place to step out of sin. The condition to step out of sin has already been paid for on the cross, and none of us could do it. Only Jesus could do that.